Heck yeah.
For
Live
those...
on Twitch.
YouTube. Yeah.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello. So the notification should be sending out to everybody at this point. But we're gonna have some questions for you submitted by the community.
Not the Zaba. I'm just a Zaba.
Just a Zaba.
Just one frog in the pond.
He's the Chuck Norris Zaba of all the Zabas.
Chuck
as dedicated.
Every time I croak, a frog dies.
Oh, no. Is that why you don't croak, or do you croak a lot?
Zaba the Destroyer.
Oh, God.
Evil Zaba. It's Dark Zaba.
Dark Zaba. I do have a coat that makes me look a little darker.
That's true. It's the Void Zaba.
Void Zaba, yep.
So that was pretty cool.
A bit more mechanical.
It's the darker theme. We like that. So, all right. Let me make sure I got my chat going here.
Let's see what we get.
It looks like we got some people starting to filter in. So welcome. Oh, Jonesy's the first one in here.
Really croak roar. Yeah. I can only attack once every 2 turns.
That's right.
It's true.
He packs a mean punch, but then after that, you know, you can
need to refresh. You know.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it good.
That's right. Well, as you guys can see, we have Zaba live with us today. This is a big milestone for us as the Void Podcast. Currently, we're at Gen Con Day 3. We've had a fantastic time so far. We've sold a lot of stuff.
It's been busy. Like, Gen Con is the biggest tabletop convention in the U.S., and today is the biggest day, and they're sold out. So the entire weekend, we're expecting like 70,000 plus people. Divide that into 4 math. That's about how many people we've seen today.
Yeah, it's enormous, and it's definitely been busy, crowded here, shoulder to shoulder. There has not really been any moments throughout most of this convention, actually, where we have not had people at the booth playing, kind of talking about the game and all that. So
yeah,
it's been pretty busy.
It's been a good time.
It's been fun to see. Well, like I said, we got Zaba on today. We're going to do some community questions for him and kind of just chat. And anything you want to share, you feel free to share at any given point.
Well, the 4th set is called. I mean, I already released it, but yeah. We'll get some spoilers.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's Fantastic Feast. That's right. Yeah. Now, I have a personal question I got to ask you.
What you got?
Is that a reference to Harry Potter?
Yes, definitely. But also, I was talking to GPT at a very slow convention, not like this. And I was like, okay, I want to make a 4th set based around like fairy tales and food. Give me some names. And it spitballed a bunch, and I was like, okay, give me more names. And it got close, and I was like, yeah, Fantastic Feasts. That would work.
Awesome. As soon as I saw, oh man, that better be Harry Potter themed.
It's like the iteration of it and just the same words is perfect. Yep.
Yeah, I was kind of geeking out, nerding out about it a little bit. So I'm like, I really hope it's kind of.
I hope it's at least a little bit more
Attention, Gen Con exhibitors. As a reminder, you have until 5 p.m. Sunday to get your rebook forms in for 2024.
Awesome.
Vote if we should do it.
Yes. Drop some comments down below.
Drop some comments in the doobly-doo.
If you want us to do it. I hope we do it anyway, though.
I hope we do it. This was fun.
This was awesome.
It was a good time.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna read off some community questions, and I will say that
not looking.
Some of these came from Minnow and Juan, so they're not all like.
So none of them are serious. I'm all for it. Let's do it.
And if we have some time. First of all, if you guys aren't on the Nostalgics Discord, join it. But there's also been some funny Chuck Norris memes going on about Zaba. So maybe if we have time, we'll read some of those off as well.
This is not the QR, but it'll get you close.
It'll get you going. It'll get you somewhere.
Get you started.
All right. So first question was by Juan.
Okay.
And he said, "Why are you so amazing?"
Well, I once met this man named Juan, and he helped me move my boxes into a show. And since then, I pay it back.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We all know Juan's the best, so...
I mean, he's number 1. I can at least be number 2.
Oh, my God. That was well timed. All right. I'll give you props for that one. That was
good to see you, man.
All right. So also from Juan, he wanted to know, when are we getting more waifus? And he also said, waifu shards when?
Waifu shards when? I think we need more gaifus. So we need like Pektai. But drawn in very buff Pektai Arnold pose.
We gotta even it out, right?
We gotta even it out. So once you get some guy bros and then more waifus, we can make a pack.
There we go.
Yep.
So hopefully we get some more of that soon. But Zaba is amazing. Confirmed. Yes, Jonesy.
Confirmed by the Flume. I'll take it.
Yes, dude. When he showed us that costume, I was like, "You did not."
He did.
And he did.
I
He
saw
made
him
the Flume.
about a year and a half ago now at a Twin Cities con, and I'll always remember that jellyfish on top. It was great.
So it was kind of funny because we were discussing doing like a live community chat with the Nostalgics community and getting a bunch of people on. And we're talking about doing like a cosplay episode.
Be cool.
Maybe for Halloween, maybe before Halloween. We're not really sure yet. But so we might have some interesting characters showing up for that one.
I'm still waiting. Like, the more cosplays we get, I want to take those cosplays as a good photo and put it on a card itself. And do like a secret shard of IRL people in cosplay.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, Bet, I'm going to dress up as Brecken one day. You guys
if
heard
you
it
do
here
it, you have
first.
a very high chance of appearing on a card in the set.
There you go.
Yeah.
Desi,
Make it happen.
make the night.
Make it happen.
You could become the Void Knight for real.
the Castle Crasher himself.
Oh, dude, that's kind of cool.
kinda cool.
Actually,
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. So look, we're bouncing ideas off. We this is good.
This is how cards are
creative.
made.
I'm not creative. He's creative. I just like his ideas. All right, so we actually have a somewhat serious question now. Somebody asked, "What's your
Serious
inspiration for the game?"
It's honestly my childhood. A lot of base set is things that really stuck with me. I always mention back to like playing Pokemon Red, and that was fun. But then playing Gold and seeing Red at the end on top of Mount Silver, that was like a pivotal moment in my childhood.
That was the cherry on top.
Yeah, the final boss wasn't some character, it was past me. And that just kind of stuck this thing of like, I'm always trying to battle my past self and get better and better. And those moments kind of stick with me, so how can I relay feelings like that through a card and kind of make memories in card form? So Chrono Krios from base set is kind of that talking owl in Ocarina of Time. Obviously we did Marajor and Drask, which was like Majora's Mask. And it's really just harkening back to things as close as I can without breaking copyright law.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Copyright law.
So yeah, whatever inspires me around, and I always look into more properties and try to expand my horizons, even Star Wars. So
yeah,
whatever makes sense. I got one more here, just in eyesight. The laser room in Resident Evil 4. It wasn't in the remake, but that room scared the crap out of me as a 13-year-old. So
I just like it because it has
game.
Valhalla. So
I mean, that's a good one too. So yeah, use what's around you and get inspired. Hopefully we inspire some people as well.
And with that, on the Discord, we actually have like a create your own card and put your ideas out there section. So if you have something you think would be cool, go ahead. Feel free to share it with the Discord and with us. And well, I say us, but Zaba and the team. So
Parody law is a thing. That's true.
Yep.
And as far as the card ideas on the Discord, when we make a new set, we download all those, and that's the first thing we look at before we put any cards in a set. So if you guys have great ideas, you're right at the top of the list.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Nostalgics, man. Listening to the community and kind of taking their input and putting it in.
Yeah.
I mean, what other TCG really does that?
I mean, I think we're at the size now where we can really take any idea seriously. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that part about it, though. It's like you never know what's coming, but you kind of do because you may have seen part of it from the community.
Yeah.
So, built by and inspired by you guys.
Totally agree.
All right, so we have another one here. What are the future plans that you can tell us for Nostalgics?
So the next big one is definitely Cosmic Collision. We're working on that right now. We like the idea of the Atomic Frog and how you guys received that. So we're looking at possibly doing an entire rarity that we don't announce. And this weekend we actually saw that a bit with Lorcana, that they had a 6th rarity, and it was like these alternate timeline characters from Disney movies. And we have already kind of had that planned, so it seems like that's a good fit. Make a secret rarity kind of inspired by new real-world culture. I recently went to Thailand and saw a whole new experience of literature and art, and I really kind of want to pull that experience into the game. Vim's obviously working on that too. He's got some European background and some experience that I haven't been anywhere near Europe. So we're kind of pulling multinational artworks together, and it's gonna be a really fun way to do it.
Yeah, and that's part of the beauty of the game too. It's not just Americanized like all these other TCGs.
Yeah.
It's like drawing inspiration from everywhere. So if you're not in the United States, if you're in Europe, Africa, Asia, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can get your ideas kind of crafted into this game. And I think that's awesome because again, nobody's doing that.
Because there's a lot of cryptids in the U.S., but there's a lot of legends beyond that.
Yokai, Japanese.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love those.
And then I guess beyond Cosmic Collision, we have The Battle for Makora. That's our graphic novel. We're deep in development of that. We're getting studio quotes right now. Stories fully fleshed out. We got lore stories for every hero. And it's really just building that universe and making a compelling story people want to get back to.
Yeah. The lore is fantastic too. If you guys have not checked it out, make sure you go to the website and go under the stories tab so you can check out all the heroes that are currently available.
Yeah.
With that, are you going to be doing separate stories for fighters or anybody or anything else like that? Or are you going to leave it for the graphic novel?
Some of the characters like Grotbloom make brief cameos in the graphic novel, but in general, we had to do a whole think tank of which characters are unique properties and which ones are like a Pidgey, where they're everywhere. And Grotbloom is kind of this legendary tree that's lived 1,000 years through multiple points of our plot. I almost gave something away there.
Ooh,
but
spoilers.
There's other characters that are more prevalent, like Biceptus are all over the desert, but Grotbloom's a one of a kind. So it might make sense for us to describe that in a way that you guys can ingest and be like, here's a story about a lucky frog one day, or why is fish out of water a rap singer? Like, these questions need to be answered.
They do. I agree with that. And
Yeah.
that's kind of why I was thinking and asking, some of these guys, these fighters have some unique stories too, and I can't wait to hear about them.
So we
like the
definitely
Night
want to
Owl and the
allude to
Coffee
that.
Cup.
The Night Owl is
that.
great.
I love
him.
If you guys don't know about Night Owl, go read Detective Mako's story. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But I know Jonesy asked a question. I'm going to pull it
what was
back
that?
up. Are we going to get lore stories released regularly on the website or just posted whenever?
I would like to do it regularly. If we pre-built them all together and then released them at a cadence, that'd be one thing. Right now, we're really just kind of seeing where the community wants more information and then pushing efforts into that. Basically, right now, Valkyrian be good.
Sorry.
Right now, we're pretty tied up with Battle for Makora and Cosmic Collision, but we're approaching the tail end of development, so you'll probably see us shift a bit of our time to the stories. Set 2 has more heroes that need stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantasia, especially.
Yeah, I really want to learn more about her because I think
She's
her
cool.
artwork is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think the card mechanic is kind of cool. Although I still haven't seen your infamous deck
That's true.
that you've promised.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say.
And Vargas has a really good story too. Our villains are done well. Like I kind of want to pull the DC inspiration. Marvel's got decent villains, but DC's really got good villains. So
Yeah, DC kind of goes more into that darker side, and then
Yeah.
Marvel's more of like the Avengers. you
Yeah.
know?
So the main character in Battle for Makora is Shiga, and Shiga and Corvus really have a good story that we feel like we can align with and make people kind of empathize with Shiga, and that's really the main goal of any villain: make them empathetic.
So, and I can't wait to hear about Vargas too, because
Yeah.
he's one of my favorite heroes I've already
Vargas
pulled
is
from
good.
Harmonic Surge. So.
And he plays a pivotal role for why Set 3 is a Cosmic Collision. So
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I kind
all
of want
I
to
got.
ask, if you can't answer it, that's okay. Was Vargas always as we know Vargas now? Okay, that's all I needed to know.
He's part of a task force that's sent to investigate like time rifts, almost like Loki in that regard.
Oh yeah, dude,
So
that
he's
was
part
a
of
good show.
he's part of a force that kind of goes back in time and figures out what's up, specifically in our universe, because the world has a time stream that isn't normal, is all I can say. And I'm getting close to it. But, so yeah, they're investigating what's happening with that, and Vargas comes back kind of distorted by this musical influence.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more about
It's-
it because
it's really
I love
good.
Vargas. I won't. I'm trying my hardest not to like kind of dive too deep into it, but
It's okay,
I like
it's
hearing
okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We have some other questions here. This one's not quite as serious. What
like
is
it.
the meaning of life? 42 or Zaba?
42 if
You
you're
guys
a
are wild.
programmer. Otherwise, the Matrix. Figuring out if we're in a simulation and if we are, what is the right speed? Is the speed of light? I don't know.
Half speed. Yeah, half speed.
Half
That's
speed?
a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
one.
think if we're in a simulation, the right speed is the speed of light. So if anything can break that, then we're on a simulation. So
Interesting.
meaning of life, figure out that answer and tell me.
Yeah.
Then you're good.
So basically, we're back at where we started, where nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody really knows.
42.
Yeah. Or ask ChatGPT. It's got a pretty good answer.
Yeah. Oh, I heard
Honestly.
you can ask Siri about that too.
You can ask Siri.
It's not a
too.
very serious answer, but you can ask her.
Not a very serious.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Terrible.
See, Punny, this is
Terrible.
why the man makes cards. He's punny.
Terrible.
He's punny. I am not. I just laugh at stupid things.
Same.
Are there any set 3 spoilers you can share with us?
So we did the, I always get this wrong, but the astrological things like Cancer, Capricorn, Pisces.
zodiac signs?
The zodiac signs.
I think they're zodiacs, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So each of those is a character in set 3. Somebody today was just saying we should maybe have them evolve into constellations, like one.
That would be kind of cool.
Or maybe using the constellations to attack, like Big Dipper Slash or something. And I liked that idea. So we're still kind of working on the attacks and mechanics of set 3, but all the characters and cards are locked down.
Okay. Say, I made a prediction in one of the previous Void podcast episodes that they were actually going to be constellation fighters. So now that you say that,
It's
it's
close.
kind of like,
It's close.
all right. Maybe I was kind of on the right track.
Yeah.
Wrong,
And then,
but still on the right track.
really like the categories, most of them came from you guys. We had like space characters, spirit characters, and then like really evil looking things. And we tried to take just a few of the evil ones, like I forget what we called him. It's like Geiger Fluff, and that's this cat that is based on a xenomorph, and inside of its mouth is a little tiny chibi cat, and it's really cute but really terrifying. So kind of space and villainous inspiration there.
I'm looking forward to that
It's
because
fun.
that sounds devious.
Yeah.
At the very least.
And then the secret rarity is going to reference Fantastic Feasts a bit and be very, very gold.
Nice.
Howdy, Sudan. How's it going?
Ooh, Sudan in the house. Hey,
Sudan
if you
in the
have any
house.
questions, if any of you guys watching right now have questions, feel free to send them in the chat and we'll read them off.
We have a question from the audience.
Desi here has a question.
In regards to Cosmic Collision, is the fighters the only thing that are locked in, or are other things as spells, equipment, surprises?
So we're at about 130 cards right now. We could expand it slightly. So if you do have ideas, I would say definitely put them in the card ideas. We'll do a final pass here in the next couple weeks. Who knows? Maybe something will squeak in, but it's pretty locked down. Yeah.
I will say, I think 130 to like 150 is like the prime
Yeah.
spot to have a set. It makes it collectible where you're not really stressing about trying to get everything.
Yeah.
Because like Pokemon, you have the reverses on top of the regular cards. That
Right.
the set's already 200 plus.
And that's before the void rares and the new extra rares.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
roughly 150 maybe afterwards
Give or
to
take,
collect.
yeah.
So that's really all you get. That's really not bad. That's pretty good.
A question from the
Go ahead.
audience. Go for it.
Will we ever see void rarities of anything other than heroes
And fighters.
and fighters?
Fighters? Possibly. It's hard to predict which card's going to be the most used from a set. We typically get it right with fighters, but extra cards, I don't know. I always thought that maybe making a different rarity that's not void rare for a spell, because the void is based on the idea that these portals appear and they corrupt fighters. So there's not really any corrupting a spell, but we could do a full art, kind of a secret shard look for those.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah. So I went through black border, but maybe like a white border or like a pink border, something different.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Talking of white borders,
Yeah.
do we have any information on stellar rares?
I think Nost would be the first one. We really want to make them like the benevolent creatures or the neutral marks in the lore. So there's a element that's on the back of characters' necks, and you're born with one of 8 elements, and that's really the fighter elements. So it's that earth, fire, water, mystic, light, dark, and neutral, and metal. I think I missed that one. And you're born with this on the back of your neck, and that means you can use that element of magic. You can still use other magics, but that's the one you're most proficient in. So if you have a
Oh.
water, it's called an Aelum, like AELUM, or you can just abbreviate it, call it an Ale. But if you have a water ale, you can use more water-based attacks. You can still use fire, but if you use it too much, you corrupt your soul and turn into a beast. So you kind of lose your humanity. I wouldn't
Okay.
say quite like a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts, but more of like you turn into a fox like Mako did.
Okay.
Yeah. So with all that to say, the people that have the neutral marks are the powers of Nost. So it's like god level powers, maybe projection, maybe
So like the
time
Avatar.
dilation. He's basically the Avatar.
I like it.
But like
I like it.
He wouldn't necessarily gain a fire or a water type ability, be something way beyond that. Like you
Okay.
can project stuff Green Lantern style. That's a god power.
Yeah. See, that's pretty cool. That's something that like I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
So hearing that is really it builds on the lore even more.
Yeah. So there are
Yeah.
some characters in Battle for McCore that have the neutral ale and they've got those elevated powers. Those would be a good stellar rare.
All right, we got from Jonesy, what's your favorite fighter name from Cosmic Collision?
I did like Diger Fluff. That one was really good.
It's
Stella's cool because we've been alluding to it since the Kickstarter. And then Sonara. Sonara was a really nice name for our hyper-intelligent dolphin. It's got like the fish out of water thing, but it uses it as an AR visor. So it's like a layer between that and reality.
Ooh, is that a spoiler?
Maybe.
Ooh.
We'll see.
I told you guys I'd work on getting you some spoilers.
There you go.
Whether I'm doing great or not, I don't know.
Any plans for dinosaur or fossil-themed characters or sets? I'd like to do more dinosaurs. I think like the more accessible and noticeable ones. We already did a Stegosaurus and a T-Rex. We could do maybe like a Brontosaurus. Raptors are always fun.
Raptor would be cool.
We get some clever
actually.
girls in here.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You know, Dinosaur's been one that's been, blue.
Yep.
Dinosaurs has been requested actually by quite a few people too in the Discord. So we definitely have some dino lovers out there, some Jurassic fans.
And like Pokemon included dinosaurs because obviously the main creator was all about bug collecting, and that kind of tied into fossil collecting. And that obviously has to do something with evolution, so they evolved them into dinosaurs. But I think for us, we can reference a lot of past dinosaur shows like Jurassic Park and pull it all together that way. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, there you go. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that, so I think they're going to be happy to hear that.
I saw Cardboard Podcast. I would love to go on. Let me know when.
All right, you guys heard it here.
My favorite is Blobothin. Blobothin's pretty good.
Blobothin.
Brontosaurus never existed. Bet.
Oh, Sudan's a big dinosaur and like paleontologist type of person, so I don't know.
If we do any though, we got to make them all fluffy. Every dinosaur was a chicken.
That's true.
Basically.
You make a chibi style of them?
Yeah. We have a really good chibi
cool.
artist. I feel like we might have released the Semperkin art, but something in Secret Shards. We had a lot of
There's
cool
a
chibis.
chibi Semperkin?
Yeah. I don't know if we put it out yet,
never
but
knew
there is.
this.
I think it was in there, yeah. We have a really good chibi
I'm gonna
artist.
have to pull it out and find it because I don't
thought
remember
about a
this.
Chibi Hero like pack, but we haven't done it quite yet.
I feel like there was a Vix of the Six that was kind of chibi, but maybe not.
I designed that one with AI just for an example. But it was
Well, it
really
turned out
easy.
good, though.
That's the only time I've used AI. I was like, crap, I need something here. Custom hero. Girl that looks like Fox holding a staff. Cloak, ears, done.
Yeah, it worked.
That's as close I've ever got to do a character with AI.
I mean, you like to build your own characters from the ground up anyway.
Yeah, we really do.
AI kind of steals all that creativity.
It's only good at backgrounds for us. We've yet to be able to recreate a Lucky Frog ever on any AI. So artists are here to stay, and I love it.
Yes. That's another thing. It's like, people want to support local businesses and stuff. Support your artists.
Support your local artists. Commission something.
Your local artists. They're
Yeah.
We have another question here. Are there any collaborations in the work?
So mostly at this point it's been content creators. We just put out a custom card with Dobbs, who's an amazing Pokemon content creator.
Yep.
He's actually over in Japan right now at Pokemon Worlds, which is pretty cool.
All that is.
We actually have a lot of our content creators who worked with out at Pokemon Worlds because we started in that realm, so it's really pulling together and expanding our horizons. There's the
Awesome.
Chibi
Oh,
Semper.
you were right. Okay, I was wrong. There is a Chibi Semperkin. So
Yeah.
there you go. We have the cuteness factor overload.
So it's
Thank you,
been
Jesse.
mostly tying in content creators and community leaders and making a custom card for them. So that expands their network into our community and vice versa. As far as games, we're talking to games here at Gen Con. I've always talked with companies that are in the TCG space. So like eBay, TCG Player are always on the radar. And other card games that are about our same size or our same release era. I'm looking to collaborate with anybody in any way that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, TCG Player is here. We're working on them, guys.
We're working on 'em.
We're trying.
I think
we
the
really
eBay
are.
route's going to be easier, but TCG Player, if they're willing to play a game, I will too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm happy with eBay too. We just kind of want a spot where people can buy singles and
Yeah.
kind
I
of make
think-
our name for ourselves in the market too.
I think if a single market isn't established soon, I'll just do it myself. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big things coming, guys. Seriously,
Big things coming.
we're working on things.
I'm working on this like 24/7, so whatever you want, I can make it happen.
All right, we got a quite a lively chat going here. I would love more dinos. How about
Awesome
more of those
jumbos.
awesome jumbos?
So we have an Akira artwork I've been sitting on that's extremely detailed. Same with a Croak, a Pestilence, Rodonic, and then a Jellyfint. And they just will not work on small cards, so I want to do jumbos of them. And
Nice.
Akira in particular was drawn with a UV ink traditionally, So we want to kind of honor that and make it a glow-in-the-dark jumbo card. So
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Minnow, I know you're going to hear this. I would get that in a heartbeat because that would be sweet.
Yeah. And maybe we'll make the Croak jumbo card smell like burnt wood or something. I don't know.
That would actually be kind of cool.
You can do scratch and sniff. It's weird, though.
We had somebody who came to the booth today that opened a pack and was like, what do your cards smell like? I was
Good.
like,
They smell good.
I don't know. Actually, I've never just sniffed a pack of cards.
I joked with the printer that we would make a secret shard smell like strawberries, so you guys would want more of them. And we never did, but we might.
Yeah, hey, subtle things like
Just
that
make
work,
the box
you know?
smell like strawberry.
Yeah. I mean, why not, right?
We'll see.
All right. You mentioned it's hard figuring out which non-fighter cards will be the most played. Which was the biggest surprise?
So we always knew things like scrap metal. People would tend to that if they wanted mechs. Extra Life, we knew that would be played quite a bit. And Voidcast was like more of the same. The surprises to me are when people actually use drop power correctly. Because like we put a few in the set, but then obviously you made that spell deck. You did a lot of craziness with that. I want to see more of the equipment's being used and more of the surprises. So since set 2 came out, we've messed with the surprise cost, and we'd like to keep messing with that. So it's less of what surprises me and more of what I kind of want players to try more of. The arenas in particular, we really want to add more of those in set 3 and get you guys to fully change the rules of the game. So maybe you want something closer to Yu-Gi-Oh! In a turn, you can switch it all on its head. Maybe fighters do back attacks for that turn.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, or maybe we have like an arena that changes all your fighters into lands. So they're fighters and their lands. You can tap them for a mana. So we can do stuff like that.
And that would be kind of a cool like ode to these other specific TCGs that we're already drawing from for the game. You know?
So really, we want to use arenas in a more utility basis like that, and really kind of harken back to all these TCGs.
Well, with Harmonic Surge, I mean, personally, I've used them way more.
Yeah, they're
Just
fun.
because they've opened up gameplay even more. And even like Jonesy, when we were playing that Shiga Turbo Draw deck,
Yeah.
him playing the New Game Plus is what allowed me to actually beat him in the first game. Whether we knew it or not at the time. But so it's things like that really do help and hurt you.
Yeah.
And it can change the outcome of the game in an instant.
And honestly, the using Lady Laveau on a taunt fighter, that happened today. That was genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to say
That
too
was-
much about it, but Lady Laveau and taunt, look at it.
Hey, we had that idea at the same time, and I built the deck first, so I take credit for that.
I already told you it was my idea, and then you just stole it.
I did
idea.
not.
Split idea. But those
you
have
know,
been very
actually, we
surprising.
do. So Jesse and I do bounce a lot of ideas off each other, and we
Yeah.
build decks too. They totally did not see your hand. So,
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Go farther.
so yeah, we bounce a lot of ideas off each other. So we kind of came up with that Taunt Lady Laveau deck together.
We need a Golden Frog Stained Glass Jumbo. I have a Pupetto Stained Glass coming out.
Oh, that would be sick.
That's all I can say.
The colors already pop on that card. So
Yeah, the Pupetto, I'm so sorry, Master Art Locked. Like, I know you've been working on this for like 12 hours. It's really intense.
Look at
Very, very intense.
all these guys are talking. Give us
Scratch and
scratch and sniff cards now.
You guys are insane.
So it's
I'm gonna-
very, very popular.
I'm pulling up that Pupetto. You got one more question for me?
Yes,
Let's
we
roll it.
have. So we have one about you, Moore. What is your favorite video game?
I always go back to Ocarina of Time. Is it my favorite? It's in at least the top 3. But lately I've been doing Ocarina of Time randomizers, and similar to the game, it's nostalgic for me. It's like a safe space, and it kind of helps me reset creatively and just kind of experience a full gamut of emotions. And the randomizers are more of like a mental hurdle anyway. So all the chests in the game and all the Skulltula tokens are all flipped around. So if you beat a Skulltula, you might get the Ocarina of Time from it. Or if you go to get the Bolero of Fire in Death Mountain, you might get, a sword from it or something. And it's just like a way different way of playing it. You can change your skins on it. You can do multiplayer. It's a lot of fun. But also Resident Evil 4 is up there. The original Super Mario World, I played that a ton when I was a kid.
That's a fun game.
And then Pokemon Heart Gold, that's maybe the only Pokemon game I've collected every item in the overworld. I used Item Finder, I walked every square in that freaking game and collected every item.
That takes some dedication.
That's some dedication.
I'm not gonna lie.
So I was like, yep, I'm good. That one's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, those are hard games to beat.
Yeah.
I'm a Gen 5 guy myself, but
It's fair. I go through phases of Minecraft
they're
too,
still really good.
but there's-
Oh, Minecraft! I
it's
haven't
just
played
those
that in
games,
forever.
yeah.
You know, my son's almost at that age where we can start building worlds together.
That's
so.
the age where parenting gets easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it becomes fun too.
It's a good time, yeah.
I did see another question on here. Any Voltron like combiner cards like Gamatron coming soon? Maybe a villain version?
So we messed with it a tad in set 2 with Scaventinal. I always like the idea of Destiny board and the way that spells final, or if you're collecting Japanese cards, it spelled death, which was like a bit more morbid. I think there's more space to be creative with that, but I'd have to look into more spaces and see what other card games have done. I really want to reference something like that. I know we can do the V unions and do like a 4-size jumbo card, but Transformers also did that with their giant ones. What's the big Transformer, Josh? Like really, really, really big one, the biggest one.
Not the Optimus Prime?
It's not Optimus Prime, but yeah.
Oh.
There's Unicron, but then there was like a giant planet too. Primus? Yeah, so they have these like... Yeah, the Transformer cards got giant. There was like one that was 4x4, so it was a 16 card collage. And yeah, I think it's more of that. Devastator, that's the card. Devastator Transformer card, look it up on eBay, it's
there
crazy.
is Primus. He's
Yep.
getting to it now.
So I would consider doing stuff like that. But a space I want to dive more into is fusions. You know, there's those Pokemon fusion websites where it's like Mew and Clefairy, and you know, what does that look like? We could do something polymerization based to make an entire set where you fuse every possible combination. And that I would probably reference AI a bit more for, and just make every fusion as like a card.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
We almost like taking that Pokemon fusion thing and putting it together and seeing what kind of abomination comes out.
Making it as crazy as you can. I would like to try with that. A friend Gamatron. Yes.
Well, I did see up there, he said something about Power Rangers team with friend.
That'd be cool. We've thought about like different colors.
Shards though too.
Yeah.
It could be cool secret shards.
We have a friend-looking creature in set 3 called Ally. He's coming out. He's green, so we're getting closer.
Ooh.
We got green, red, and blue then, so.
See, I made that prediction too. I was like, Ally, it's obviously got to be something related
Something
to
fun like that, yeah.
Guys are coming. Sorry, Grumpy, it's not your wife, Allie, after all. He was just like, that's not how you spell it. I'm like, yeah, it could be though.
It could be.
The last question I have on here is another personal type question.
Oh.
If you could bring only 3 items to a deserted island, what would you bring?
Probably a satellite cell phone. I mean, that's just natural. I've seen enough Naked and Afraid where I have these like items in mind. So obviously a machete would be nice. And then I want to say a Switch, but then there's not enough battery to get too far.
Switch with a built-in solar panel.
Switch with a solar panel. Yeah.
There you go.
Because then you got food. You could probably make shelter. You're going to get saved eventually. You got games, so you're saved. So I'd just play Ocarina of Time again.
I was going to say, you know, you've got Nintendo Store on there. You can just download all those previous games.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you download them before you go then.
so I think you might have internet because I was on James Bond Island, which is like 50 kilometers northeast of Thailand, like Phuket, which is an island down there, middle of the ocean. And I had internet. And I was like, sus. Come on, T-Mobile,
strange.
do better. That's why I'm with Verizon.
You know, that's a kind of an amazing point where, like, we could be in any given city and not have service, but you're
Yeah.
on an island.
I'm in the
50
middle of
miles
a freaking
away.
island, no towers around, and I've got 4G.
Yeah. Yep.
Badge check.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Replicator power source Starlink. Ooh, I like that. That's good.
Starlink, yeah, that's
Starlink would be
necessary.
nice. Yeah,
It would be necessary.
that'd be cool.
Do you guys have questions you want to ask too? Feel free, Dusty. He's back there like scratching his beard. He's going, what do I want to ask?
If you could only eat one food for the next year, I'm not going to say the rest of your life, what would it be?
Tacos.
Tacos?
Oh, hands down.
Wait, chicken or beef?
Do I have to pick one honestly, it doesn't matter. I'll eat any of them.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna be fair.
That's fair.
As long as they're spicy. If I got some kind of spice on it, I'll eat tacos every day.
I usually say like strawberries, but that would kind of get boring.
Oh, I guess
Tacos is such a better answer.
you're probably much healthier than I am. I'm just like, give me tacos, man. I'm
Tacos
set.
would be good, yeah.
I love it.
I'll say tacos. Tacos or strawberries, but tacos.
Ooh.
Tuna. Oh man, that's smelly.
Yeah, I don't want to even eat tuna now in real life. So, I mean, it's really healthy for you. But what nostalgics cosplay do you want to see the most?
I would like to see a really
Valkyria.
good Corvus or like a really fat Lucky Frog. And maybe we could do it too and inflate it like a T-Rex, maybe. But I'd love to see that.
Yeah, with
Or-
sumo suits.
There was this person that did a 8-bit Samus cosplay, and it was like probably New York Comic Con a few years ago. But from the side profile, you could move your hands, and it like looked like a Samus. That, but Gamatron. All you need is cardboard and a lot of pixel creativity.
Nice.
But I have pixel arts of every character, so if you want to do a pixel, let me know.
Yes, and they're really cool.
Are we going to be at Denver Collecticon? I'm thinking about it. I did buy tickets when they went on sale, so if they're still available, possibly. But we will be at the LA Comic Con. Or Collecticon, yeah.
Well, I know Sudan lives in Colorado, so if you go to the Denver one, he will likely come out and meet you.
I might. The main thing is, like, we were at the Denver TCG Con. That one was a little tiny, so I've stopped booking those, but Collecticons have always been successful for us.
Oh, yeah. Collecticons are good.
Collecticons are nice. Also, I want to go to LA because Super Mario World's out there, and like, maybe I'll bring Ender with. We'll see. Having him at a show is a little difficult, but Super Mario World, come on.
Yeah, how can you not,
How
right?
can you not? It'd be fun.
And the LA Collecticon is probably one of the bigger Collecticons
It
anyway,
is.
so
I
not
don't-
quite as big as Gen Con.
No, I don't remember the attendance, but it was somewhere between like 6,000 and 10,000. And a lot of the TCG cons I've been to have been like 1,000 to 2,000. So
Yeah.
put it in scope. This place, 70K this weekend.
It's a little bit of
A little bit bigger.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
Let's see if we got any others in here. Well, now Zaba's gonna avoid Denver. Now he knows I'm here.
Lies. Also, I thought you were up in my area, like Minnesota, Wisconsin region.
Hey,
He's mine now, folks. I dream it.
Oh, you missed it in the Discord earlier. He asked when I was asking for people to submit their questions.
Yeah.
He said something about like, "Can I ask how you got to be so adorable?" Jen was like, "No, you may not."
No, you may not.
I liked it. I thought that was a good answer.
Oh no, Juan's here.
Juan's the best. You missed it, Juan. I asked all your questions earlier, so you're gonna
Number
have to rewatch.
one. Also,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna see you. I hope your booth is close. One of these times, we should do like a full block and like work together on a booth.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
it'd
go.
be easier. Yeah,
Well, then you can have his Voodoo protect your stuff too.
that's true. We gave away all the Voodolls today. I came with like, I don't know, 30-ish, and we sold some of them, gave a lot to kids, and then we had people coming over like, hey, I saw a kid holding this Voodoo. I was like, that's why we do it.
Yeah.
Also, I got a 5-year-old, I get it. Like, you need some kind of distraction and friend.
And it works too. Like when kids are that simple, and
It's
when they're
so
happy
cute.
as an adult, as a parent, you are happy.
Yeah.
So,
And it's just cute making their day. They'll never forget that kind of stuff. So.
oh, every single one of them were just so over the
Yeah.
moon about getting it, just squeezing it and loving on it. So
It was awesome.
hopefully he's not sucking out their souls, but you know,
I mean, yeah.
it's the price you pay.
Yeah, zero attack.
So if there was a way to play the game that you guys aren't currently, so like instead of 1v1, what's another way to play that you guys would like to see?
Well, we're
Or-
still trying to kind of lay down some law for team battles because that's something that's big with us is we've got a lot of people that would like to do like 2v2s.
Yeah.
So for us, it's team battles.
Free for alls.
Free-for-alls are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those can get, so free-for-alls, there's like nobody has meta decks. It's just who's going to pick on who and who's going to team up with them to pick on them.
That's true.
But
Um,
sealed.
Team battle-wise, sealed is good. I've found that like 7 packs, if you use the Card Master Zaba or the Game Master Ender, both of those work really well for a draft format. 7 packs, you're good to go. And then as far as like team battles, 2v2 is fun. There was a version of Pokemon that I played in 2019 at the Worlds, and it was called Dodrio format. So it was 2 players on one side of the table, 2 on the other. You played with 3 lanes of play, thus the Dodrio heads. And they split their prize counters where it was 2 prize counters on the right, 2 on the left, and 2 in the middle. And any player could play a card in the middle lane. So it was like 6, fields essentially. So if we did that for ours, we could go like 3, 3, 3 and cut it down to 9 prize counters. And if you collected all from the right side of the field, you'd still have to collect some from the middle.
Yeah.
And it'd be a fun way to do it. But I think we just got to build out the rules and present it to you guys. There's definitely more ways to play than just 1v1. It's just getting it in front of you so you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've discussed that a little bit too before,
Yeah.
so that makes sense now that you're saying it. We're going to have to get some more people to test that out as well.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something we can do on webcam one day. It might be a little bit more difficult to do, but maybe we can make it work.
Emperor mode, yeah. Team battle sounds fun. So the other thing that we've played with is a single player mode, because maybe you live in rural Europe and you don't have a whole lot of people around you, but you've got a box or two of bulk. I've created a way where you can battle your collection, and it's really like a wave-based game. So between 1 and 4 mana, you roll a d10, and the result indicates what your opponent does. And between 5 and 6, you roll 2 dice, and then after that you roll 3. And it really increases the difficulty of the game.
Interesting.
So maybe if you roll between 1 and 6, you're summoning a creature between 0 and 10 mana. But then after that, you've got one of the numbers reserved for spell cards, one for surprises, equipments, arenas, and then one's just kind of a randomizer. You can wipe the board, or maybe everybody draws till they have 5 cards in their hand. Yeah. And it's been hard to battle in the instances I've done it. Like if you roll a 6, your opponent's summoning a Jellyphant every turn, which is kind of crazy. But
I can't even imagine having
it's a good challenge.
every turn.
Yeah, and then everybody attacks every turn of Fable. Your opponent hits the leftmost fighter, so you as a player can kind of like stack it so they have to hit your weakest, but it's still hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a single player mode I think would be really cool,
Yeah.
especially since we're still in the infancy of nostalgics and not everybody has somebody to play physically.
Right.
It kind of gives them an option to play with their cards and still collect without having to like rely on somebody else. So that's kind of cool. I like that.
And then we do have that Blitz mode, which is like 10 mana every turn, draw to 5. That's like the 5-year-old mode or the 5-minute mode. You got somebody with low attention span or a limited time, here's just maximum mana, go crazy.
Don't challenge me in Blitz mode. I will slow you down.
That's evil, but I like it.
Oh man, I had a stall deck and it went good. Jonesy knows all about that.
Heck yeah.
Actually, you just got me thinking about it too. I know we're kind of running out of time here soon. They're going to kick us out of the Gen Con, but
They're going to try.
Yeah, they could try. I mean, I guess we could always walk and talk too if we really wanted to, but
Blitz, unfortunately, is not a 5-minute mode. Well, not if you play you guys, but typically it is.
Not if you play me.
Can't wait to have you on the podcast. Have a great rest of the con. You have a great rest of your day.
What if you have 2 stall decks?
2 stall decks.
Yeah, 2 stall decks is bad.
It's a great time to bond over coffee.
Yeah. Oh, I love coffee. See, I'm essentially a night owl in human form. That's fair. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's fair.
But one last question I have for you.
What you got?
Is for the online, I guess, program.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's been slow development, and specifically right now, I don't have a project lead on it, so I've been taking lead on the playtesting. So I might try to expand that to some very intelligent people and see if they can help me playtest the betas and the alphas of the actual like digital card game. Right now, we've got about 20 fighters in there and about 20 spells and arenas, and it's a matter of getting the interactions between everything working. So if you have a Pigma, how does that deal damage? All those crazy advanced rules you guys ask me, we have to program the logic for that in every instance. So if you add a new card like, Moriga, how does that interact with everything and does it work? And I'd say we probably got like 6 months to a year left in it. If we get help with a project lead, it could definitely go faster. But it's still fun to play, and matchmaking works already, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
We got the network side of it done. It's just adding all the cards one by one.
If any of you guys have experience in that, feel free to reach out to Zaba, and maybe we can include you in that as well.
We can pay you in product.
Ooh. Say no more.
It'd be kind of fun. So yeah, if you're interested in demoing that, let me know. We're definitely looking for more assistance. One does not simply kick Zaba out, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys been telling him he's the Chuck Norris of TCGs, so
I'll take it.
I read one of them. It said Zaba doesn't tell lies; he just changes the facts.
That's a dangerous power.
That made me chuckle. There were some other ones I don't think quite are appropriate for this, but they were hilarious. So if you want to know more, go in the Discord.
Ridiculous. The Discord is awesome. Yeah.
Oh God, it is so much fun. Now, if you guys aren't in the Discord, you're missing out on a ton.
One thing I will say though is making a Discord for your community is great to get people talking and together, but it's kind of terrible for getting information out to the masses. So I'm trying to do a good job of taking what we talk about in the Discord and making it a public resource on the website.
Yeah.
So we've got player resources, collectors. We're working on the local game store one. And then a big focus of mine lately has been email marketing and kind of like giving you a life cycle. So if you join the Nostalgics community, here's your first email, like what cards look like. You kind of go into gameplay mechanics, deck building. and then deeper topics as you go through like a month life cycle, getting introduced to the game. So
Yeah,
I really
that's a good
kind of want to
idea.
automate it and be the octopus and get all the information everywhere I can.
Ooh, octopus fighter.
We actually have one coming up. Might be more of a squid, but yeah.
Cosmic Collision? Mm-hmm. Ooh,
It's called the Realm Stitcher.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's
Oh man. We've been like speculating about what that is too, because it just sounds so menacing.
Yep.
So
He writes sins, not tragedies.
does he panic at the disco?
He panics at the disco.
Okay, just important questions there.
Panics at the harmonic surge disco every time.
Oh, dude, you know what? See, I didn't even I missed that whole opportunity to include harmonic surge in that. But
It's all good.
let's see, last chance to get your questions in, everybody. So
Did Zaba confirm a waifu set? We need more brofus. Like, get more dudes, and then I'll put them together. Like, give me a pec tie and an Arnold pose. Maybe.
we got to even it out, you know.
Gotta even it out.
Can't have one
Broskies
side
and
more than the
waifus.
other. So
Yeah.
there you go. That was your answer.
Chads and lads.
Chads and lads. Oh my god. Oh. Well, I mean, it's like Opossum Bud. Every video he does, he's got his bro card of the week. So.
Yeah.
Attention Gen Con exhibitors, the time is now 5:45. The exhibit hall will be closing in 15 minutes.
All right.
As a reminder, you have until 5 p.m. Sunday to get your rebook forms in for 2024.
Juan says no. Yes.
Yep. Do it. So I think with that pretty much wraps up our live podcast, the first one ever.
Good to see you guys.
It's the first podcast we've
People
had
leave.
Zaba.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah.
In person, kind of, sort of. I'm just talking to a screen, but you guys are seeing me. It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing.
I mean, that's how I knew you for the longest time, so
honestly,
it works.
most of my friends are screens. Wait.
I feel like that's another nostalgic fighter coming now. It's
Oh,
like
no.
a TV or a screen coming at you.
The TV heads, that entire culture just surprised me. Like, it didn't exist as a character. People just put TVs on their heads and cosplayed that. And then they did it so much that shows started to develop around people with TVs as heads. And
You know
now
what's
we have
funny?
that. It's really
There's
weird.
people walking around the convention this week that have just computer monitors
Yeah.
and TVs on their heads.
I mean, it's straight up like, okay, turns off monitor. It's like just people walking around like this.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. They're everywhere.
It's weird, but it's kind of cool to see too. So
It is very cool. Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys all for hanging out with us. I know some of you guys are talking like, yes, that's really cool. We're going to do it again soon. I hope we have Zaba back on again in the near future.
I hope so.
Maybe for one of these community live streams we're going to do with everybody else in the community too. So
That'd be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. But thank
Hey,
you,
guys.
Zaba, for joining us today and making the Void podcast something very special this week.
Thank you for making the Void podcast. I love this opportunity to just kind of explore the game and dig deeper into things.
Yeah, same. Hey,
Yeah.
I love learning more things about this game. So
Traditional sign out. Zaba out.
Ren out. I don't know how to do mine.
Oh.